Hello, beautiful seekers. This is Clarity1129. Welcome to New Moon in Taurus Pick a Card reading. As you know, we've already entered the Taurus season, and the new moon is today as I am filming it, which is the 21st, all right, of April. Now, a lot of things have happened. The solar eclipse was yesterday in Aries, and today, while it is the new moon in Taurus, it is also the beginning of a Mercury retrograde. This year, Mercury goes retrograde in the Earth sign. So we had one in December, Jan, in Capricorn season, and now we have one in the Taurus season, and then there'll be another one in Virgo season, and again I think towards the end we'll have a bit in the Capricorn season. All right, so now about Mercury retrograde in the next reading. This is going to be a quick reading. I've pre-shuffled all the cards, and we're just going to take a look at basic things. See, as you can see, the card here represents Taurus is the Hierophant. So we're keeping this card here in the center to get this energy, because when you talk about the sign of Taurus, you talk about stability, you talk about tradition, you talk about solidity, and higher learning. All this is the trait of a Taurian, ruled by Venus. So they are very sensual as well. But what we need to know about this at this time, the basic things that we're going to see is there are a lot of, now knowing that it is a feminine sign, it's an earth sign. So there are a few things which are very characteristics of Taurus, of the sign, of that particular zodiac sign. And keeping that in mind, we're going to take a look at what we are to do during this time. All right, so for one, we're going to see what are the emotions that you need to release, which you have been keeping inside of you. You've kept it bottled up for long enough, and you need to release it now. Keeping it will no longer serve you. It is not serving you, and you know it, and it's time to release it. So whatever you see here, it's something you know, but you're turning a blind eye towards it. But now is the time with this Hierophant here that you have delayed it long enough. It's time for you to let it go. So that we're going to look at first. Then we're going to look at, are there any unconscious grudges that we have against people? All right, is on the surface of it, you may feel you've done your healing and you have nothing against anybody, but deep down inside, is there some resentment which is still left, either in your subconscious, which you're not aware of on a daily basis, but it's causing an energetic block. So we're going to take a look at that, if there is something like that. All right, then if you have been possessive and controlling in a situation, we're going to look at what it is and how can you be more accepting about that particular situation. And last of all, we're going to take a look at how can you generally be more accepting over things which are beyond your control. There are some things which are in our hand, most things are not. So how do we how can we be more accepting of the things that are no longer in our control? Basically, how do we go with the flow? So that's what we're going to take a look at. I've pre-shuffled both the tarot and the oracle cards. We're going to take out these are the 4 questions we're going to look at, and I've taken out 1 tarot and 1 oracle for each question. So that will be whatever we need to know plus the advice for it. Okay, so let's dive into the reading. As you can see, we have 4 piles. Pile number 1, thus with the labradorite crystal. Pile number 2, the malachite crystal. Pile number 3, the amazonite crystal. And pile number 4, the rose quartz. All right, so my dear seekers, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Hold. Breathe out. Slowly open your eyes, and whichever pile you are drawn to, that is your pile. If you're drawn to more than one, you may have messages in more than one. If you don't feel the energies of any, then maybe this reading is not for you. But whatever it is, if you are watching a reading, chances are there is something in it for you, but only take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. All right, everything in it may not be for everyone, because it's a general reading and a timeless one, so you can come back to it at a later date. All right, so let's get started. This is pile 4, this is pile 3, pile 2, and here. All right, pile number 1. Those of you who've chosen this beautiful labradorite crystal, here is your reading. Let's take a look. All right, so what are the emotions that you need to release? Something that you've been holding on to, which you need to let go, because keeping it inside now and holding on to it is no longer serving you. All right, and you get the strength, and you get strength again. Wow, I'm looking at these cards with you. All right, so okay, what unconscious grudges do you need to let go of? What do you have resentment deep down inside without you actively knowing? The 4 of Pentacles. Yes, you get 2 cards here. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay, and 6th house, sustainability. Okay. And where have you been possessive and controlling, and how can you be more accepting in that scenario? You get the King of Swords, and you get wisdom. This is my latest deck, the Transformation Oracle. And like, oh, you've got a lot of cards, pile number 1. And last but not the least, what can help you to be accepting of things in general which are beyond your control? And you get the Fool. Can you see this? Yes. Okay, you get the Fool. I wanted actually everything to be in a line. Wait, let's see, is this coming in? Yes, we have the Fool here. Let's not tilt the Hierophant. The 8 of Pentacles and indecision. Okay, wait. I didn't expect so many cards. I mean, I did shuffle them, but I don't think it registered that there'd be so many. Yes, I think they've all come in. So pile number 1. Let's get into your reading. Now with this labradorite crystal here, I think, a lot of wonderful things are waiting to happen. This is the crystal that can actually, you can conjure up magic with this, all right? In the sense that whatever it is that you want, you can manifest. Now, what emotions do you need to release, and what it is that, you need to let go? You've been holding it long enough, and it is no longer serving you, and you get a double strength, all right? Now, it is something that means a whole lot to you, all right? It could be a relationship, it could be a person. There is something that has happened in your past, and for each of you who've come to this reading, who've chosen this, you're already aware of it. If there is nothing like that and you don't feel, or you can't think about it when I'm talking about this, if that is not the first thing that comes to your mind, and even after thinking a bit nothing comes to your mind, then this is not your reading, all right? Because there is something which has been plaguing you for a long time. With this infinity symbol here, it has been a considerable amount of time where there is something that has hurt you, that has upset you, or something that has transpired in your life, and you have been very brave about it, all right? And you have carried on doing your thing, being right by everyone around you, but this thing is there deep down inside. You're not able to let it go, and you're just being stoic about it because that's the way you are, and you don't want to let anyone know. For some of you, it could be a Leo that has hurt you, or you've had this conflict with, or it doesn't even have to be a conflict. Maybe you've had a romantic connection with this person before and it's been beautiful, but it didn't work out and you've separated and there's no way that you can get back together again. Maybe you've moved on in your life, but you're just holding on to this. What you need to know is, when you hold on to something, I'm not saying that, when a connection ends, no matter what connection it is, that you should have no emotion left for the person. Then it wasn't a real emotion in the first place. But the fact is that there is a difference between acknowledging it, moving on, and whenever you feel this rush of affection, send them love, send them good wishes, but don't hold on. Otherwise, what happens is, on the surface of it, you feel that you are totally into this particular life or your path, but something is out of that. There is something that is holding you back, and this is causing an energetic block. All right, and this needs to change, and you've been very strong about this. All right, you've not told. I'd be surprised if you've actually mentioned this to people. You've just kept it all inside. All right, or maybe you have told one odd person, and if that person hasn't given you the kind of response or understanding that you needed to hear, you just keep mum about it. You pretend it's not even there, but it's there, and it's creating a block. And this is something you need to look into. Sit with it, that energy, for a while. Let all the emotions come through you. Don't stop it. Don't, when it gets uncomfortable, don't just push it away and say, no, it's done. Let it come. Let you feel all the emotions. Let them run through you. Acknowledge them. Forgive yourself, forgive them, forgive whatever the situation was, and say that some things were beyond your control. You did the best you could at that time with whatever you knew. So did the other person, and it was just meant to play out this way. And then just release it. But it won't be easy, I'm telling you that, but it is going to be liberating, and you need to do this so that you can move forward with whatever else that you're doing without this gnawing feeling somewhere down below that everything is not, you've not got closure. Maybe you won't get closure, and you have to give it to yourself. So if you're here and you're resonating with it, this is what you need to do. Pile number 1. Now, what are the unconscious grudges, if any, that you have, which you need to let go of? And do you have any resentment over anything? And I think for a lot of you, this is a work situation. Again, knowing the Taurus, with this Taurus energy, I don't know why I feel I'm talking to Taurians here, but because this is all earth energy here, all right? But there is something that has happened at work, all right? Maybe you were being offered a great opportunity, and someone stole it away from you, and it was done in a fashion that wasn't right, and but you didn't tell anyone about it. You kept it to yourself, because this person who has done this was someone you didn't expect them to do it, and it's someone you actually possibly even liked. So you've just kept it to yourself, and you said, I'll let it go. Maybe it wasn't meant for me. All right. But deep down inside, it is bothering you why they did that. And you haven't really forgiven them, though at the surface of it, you pretend that it's okay. It wasn't meant for me. All right. But you haven't. So if you do resonate with it, just know that actually what you're telling yourself, just to make yourself feel a little better, is actually the truth, that something better for you is about to come to you. All right. And whatever you're doing, keep working on it with the sustainability card. Keep working on it as it is. We are talking about a new moon in Taurus reading. So what you need to imbibe from this Hierophant spirit, from the Taurian spirit, is stamina. All right. Keep up the good work. Just carry on doing what you're doing. You are going to have wonderful opportunities, but don't keep this. This is something small. This is not what is holding you back. Is this resentment that you have is not this person here. Is not this situation. This is a work-related situation. Someone has just played dirty. It may be small mind games, or it may be some office politics kind of thing, and it's come from someone who you thought was a friend, so it's just not gone down well with you, and you have this in your mind. All right, so you're being just told that this is a minor thing, it was meant to teach you something, so learn the lesson. Maybe you trust too easily. It doesn't mean that you have to put walls around you, but you just need to be, if your intuition tells you something, listen to it. All right, and just carry on doing your work. Wonderful things are waiting to happen. This was not meant for you. It felt that it was for you, but you didn't get it, so then there's something better. All right, where have you been possessive and controlling in your life, and how can you actually benefit from accepting things instead of wanting to be possessive about it? And you get the King of Swords and Wisdom, and these cards go so beautifully with, just like the strength and strength are absolutely the same. King of Swords is a wise king. He's a very fair king. This is air energy. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This king is a visionary. They see the larger picture, and they see everything in totality before they speak or before they act. All right, and they have a lot of wisdom. So even if they are emotionally involved in any sort of connection, be it professional, be it personal, there is a sense of fairness, and whenever they feel a little confused, they zoom out and look at the larger picture. And this is what you're being asked. All right, why is it that you feel the way you do? Why is it that you need to control, or why are you possessive about certain people? Is it because you feel if you're not, they're going to walk away from you? In that case, you need to address some self-esteem issues, because when we are possessive, it is because we feel it's going to be taken away from us. This is, basically your root chakra needs healing. It's got to do with maybe fear of abandonment or whatever childhood issue you may have had, which you don't realize, which may have not be such a big thing, but it needs some addressing because it's not healed. So, and I think you're already coming to it, because with the King of Swords here and the Wisdom, what you need to do is just this: zoom out and look at the larger picture and ask yourself, take that question: why am I possessive about this particular person or this particular situation? Why is it so important to me? What if the outcome doesn't happen the way I want it? Take it, ask all the questions that you can, and then you'll find it's the fear that you have that this thing is going to leave you. Actually put yourself there. If this thing leaves me, what happens? Or if this person leaves me, what happens? Why do I feel the way I do? And if I just accept whatever it is, won't things be easy for me and for us if it is a relationship? Because when you start getting possessive, the person with who you are with, they start getting stifled and they will want to go away from there. All right, and especially if you are dealing with an air sign, then all the more reason that you shouldn't be possessive, because for air signs, that is a clear indication that something is amiss and that you don't trust them. All right, and that is an absolute no-no for them. So if that is the case, or even if it is anyone else, you don't need to be possessive. You are complete in yourself, and those who want to stay with you, they will stay, so you don't have to control them. All right, pile number 1. Last but not the least, what will help you for being more accepting in general about things which are not in your control? And you get in this session, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Absolutely. If you become more accepting, of people, of situations as they are, one, if you start going with the flow, you will not be worried about taking risks. All right, a person or starting something new, because you won't be thinking so much, I want to control this, I want to do that, no, this won't be right, this may not play out well like this. And in thinking about so much, you actually will not step out of your comfort zone. You won't do things which could possibly bring you a lot of joy, and you will stay doing the same things over and over again, and feeling stagnant at the end of the day, that there were so many things to do, but I couldn't take a decision to move in that direction, because I wanted things to be done my way. I wanted things to be comfortable for me. So here you're being told that if you are the kind who takes time to accept things for what it is, and you want things tailor-made to your comfort, because your comfort, for a Taurian, comfort is very important, and that's why they love their home and their homey. If you go to a Taurian home, you'll find it beautiful, you'll find it sensually appealing, you know, all your five senses will be really happy, and that's the kind of comfort they like to be in. But sometimes you need growth, and growth comes only out of stepping out of your comfort zone. So you're being asked, yes, have that beautiful home, have that place where you can come back and relax, but don't be afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. All right, be accepting of what the universe is offering, because when you do that, you will have amazing things coming your way, and you won't be shutting the door on wonderful experiences and wonderful things that the universe wants to offer. All right, so that's all I have for you, pile number 1. I hope this reading gave you some clarity and it can help you moving forward. So wishing you a wonderful Taurus season. I will be meeting you shortly again with your May predictions. Till then, take care of yourselves. Sending you lots of love and light. Bye-bye. Pile number 2, those of you who have chosen the beautiful malachite crystal, this is your reading. A time of transformation for you, as it is the number 5, which the Hierophant is all about, which is Taurian energy, is all about change. All right, so a lot of change will be coming to you during this time. Let's take a look. So what are the emotions that you need to release, which you have been keeping or holding on to for a very long time, which are no longer serving you, and you've bottled it in for a very long time, perhaps not shared it with people? And you get the High Priestess with Death. And what are the unconscious grudges that you may have, which you're not maybe actively aware of, or maybe you are, but you're not able to let it go? Or if you're not aware of it, there is some sort of resentment that you have. What is it? How did it come up? And why is it still there? Let's take a look. You get Justice, and you get Pluto, Rebirth. Okay. The number 27 or the number 9 could be important. And then where have you been possessive and controlling in your life, in your relationships? And you know, how can you be more accepting in that scenario? And you get the 7 of Wands, and you get Ascent. Okay. And last but not the least, how can you be more accepting in general, pile number 2s? All right, and go with the flow. And you get Justice. Wow, this is for the second time, Justice. And Fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. All right. Has it all come in? Yes, it has. All right, pile number 2. So as I said, your life is about to transform with this malachite crystal here, and I said the number 5, and now you have Death here, which is all about transformation. Again, I think we got a rebirth. Yes, look at this. This is double scorpionic energy, Pluto and Death and rebirth. All right. So major changes are going to come to you during this Taurus season. All right. I will be doing a monthly prediction for all zodiac signs. It should be out in another week's time, maybe less than a week. So you can check that out. But I'm telling you, just looking at this, that there will be a lot of changes in your life. And the best thing you can do is to go with the flow. So now let's begin with this. What are the emotions that are there within you, which you need to release, which you've been holding on to for a very long time, which you're not being able to let them go? It's been bottled up inside you. Now, for some of you out there who are watching this, it is literally you having lost someone very dear to you, very special to you. All right, it could be a grandparent, it could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be a friend, it could be someone very, very dear to you. It could even be a pet. Someone has passed on and they have gone to other realms, and I think you can, for some of you who are psychic, you can actually connect with them in your dreams. You do see a lot of dreams, or whatever they said, it keeps replaying in your head. And you have been holding this emotion for a very long time, and you've now started creating blocks for yourself. All right, for some of you, for a very, very few of you who are watching this, if this is a child that you have lost, the trauma will be great, and maybe some time has passed since then, but you're not able to let go. But you need to let go, my dear pile number twos. I'm sending you so much of love and so much of strength, and because I know it must be so trying for you, and to hear someone saying this will actually, you may not even want to listen to it. It may be very traumatic for you. If it is, do come back to it another time, because I don't want you to go through all of that all over again if you're not ready for it. But you really need to let this energy go, because by holding on, you are not moving ahead in life, but you're not letting that soul move on. All right, if it is someone older than you, whose counsel you used to seek, who was very close to you, who was your comfort, whom you felt like at home, even if it is them, now they are passed on, and even though they have passed on, they are going to constantly guide you, and they are actually coming here, and they must be talking to you in your dreams, and they want you to move on with your life and not stay stuck. Because whenever someone moves on to the other life, they see everything crystal clear, and they can see, they may not be able to come down to you, but they can always see and guide you in your dreams and tell you to just move on with your life. You have a whole life to live, and you have so many dreams to do, and they are going to rejoice with you as you start seeing your dreams coming true. All right, so if you have been stuck, know that you're being guided by these very people whom you are missing, and they're egging you forward and telling you that they are fine, they are well, and it is time for you to carry on moving ahead in your life. All right, and they are very concerned for you, because you've been in this energy for a very long time, my dear pile number 2. Sending you lots of love, lots of strength, so that you may move on, because this is coming very strongly for me. That if you think about them, if you don't have to worry about them, they are all well looked after. All right, and as I said, in those few cases where it is a child, they have moved on. So do not hold. What happens is, when children pass on, they immediately take on other bodies, other lives, and we don't understand the fullness of it. But when you do that, you're actually holding on to them and not allowing them to flourish in their life. At the same time, you're also not following what your path is. So it's, if you feel it's so difficult for you to let them go for their own good, it's time for you to release this. Just whenever you feel love, just send them love. All right, you're very powerful. You're connected with all your spirit guides, maybe in the astral plane, if you're not aware of it actually. All right, but you need to move on now. Do you have any grudges deep down in your subconscious? And yes, for some of you, it's got to do with a legal battle that you had. Maybe you lost it, maybe you won it, or even going to this legal battle that you've had has taken from you, and you hold possibly this grudge because it's changed your life dramatically. For some of you, it's got to do with your partner whom you've been married to and you've had a divorce, and the entire thing has been like a rebirth for you. For some of you, those few of you who I said who have lost a child, maybe you have actually, after the loss, separated from your spouse, and you somewhere possibly blame the other person, and you're being asked to let it go because it has been hurting hurtful for both of you. And even if it is not this particular case and it's just a divorce, there is a lot of blame that you have which you want to give. And I will not say that you're not justified, but it is time for you to now realize that everyone has a different path. You have your own. And in trying to keep holding on to this connection with anger and with grudges that you have against whatever they may have done, you are not able to progress in your life. So you have to actively sit with this energy, sit with it, feel it. I know feeling pain is not pleasurable at all, but you need to sit with this energy, have to relive it if you have to. But after you feel the entire gamut of emotions, let it just drown you and, let it go after that. Don't keep it. Feel every emotion, and at the end of it, forgive them. Forgive yourself for having gone through all of that and not having done whatever you thought you should have done. And just know that all this was meant to happen. It's teaching you something even if you don't actively see it now, and just release it. And with this, you will get a rebirth. You will really, really find yourself becoming so light and so happy as you move on in your life. All right, pile number 2. Very difficult energies. I can just send you so much of love, so much of love. Where have you been possessive and controlling, and how can you be, how can you be more accepting of things? And you get the 7 of Wands in Ascent. I feel that, for some of you who've been through this legal battle with someone, especially if it's a case of a divorce, or if you even had a loss here, and I've said thereafter this, you may be kind of defensive at this time, and whoever is there in your life, you may be extremely possessive because you have already lost some people who were really dear to you. And so whoever you have, you're just holding on to them. And this is one thing I can resonate with you for. But what you're being told is you are ascending, pile number 2. All right, you are spiritual people with this High Priestess here. You're spiritual. That's why you've come here to this reading. And you are being asked to, release control. People are leaving your life because if you've lost them to them having left you permanently and passed on to another life, then they were meant to go. They have learned what they needed to in this lifetime, and they have gone. The soul has ascended, and now you are being taught certain lessons. So as you move on in life, when people may be your friends, maybe people you loved, with this card here, maybe it's your spouse, you've had a divorce and they've moved on, and you are to know that you are not to blame. And it's not about blaming them. They were just meant to be in your life for that period. Whoever it was, whether it was, no matter how dear they were, their purpose in your life is over. That's why they've moved on. All right, and you are ascending. You will find more and more people leaving your life because they're not vibrating at that frequency that you are. You are ascending. So if you find that you have arguments with people, you're being told not to control the situation or not to dim your light to fit in just because you're so possessive and you want those people in your life. No, if they're meant to leave, let them go. I have gone through this myself. There are a lot of very dear people who are no longer in my life, and it's not that when they leave your life you stop thinking about them or stop loving them. You do, but when you do, just send them love, send them positive energy, but they are not meant to be in your life right now. Either you have ascended or they have ascended, but in this case, with this ascent card here, you are ascending. So this is bound to happen. So do not control, because you are stopping your growth by trying to control things or dimming your light to fit in. All right, last but not the least, how can you be accepting in general? And here, look at this, you get Justice again and Fear. I realize I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So basically, you have faced a lot of loss in different ways, all right, pile number 2. And so it's not going to be easy for you to feel this You know, this fear is natural. Fear of abandonment. Maybe some of these things have triggered your childhood wounds of abandonment, all right? But you're being asked to come into balance. If you come into balance and realize that you have the power to take charge of your life completely and live your life to the max potential, and that you are worthy of love of every kind, you are worthy of abundance of every kind, and you are just a force to reckon with all by yourself, you will find that you actually get everything that you're looking for if you just go with the flow, believing in yourself and believing in the universe, knowing that the universe has your back and that you've lived in this fear long enough and it's time for it to go. You are going to be so transformed by the end of Taurus season, my dear. Pile number 2, especially this coming 6 months with this new moon in Taurus, this energy will last for 6 months. You are going to see yourself transform. And no transformation is easy, but I think a major chunk of the difficult part is over. Now it is about you accepting and moving forward. All right? And I am sending you so much love, so much strength, and so much light. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again with your May predictions for all zodiac signs. You may read it, or you may come back to this reading if you need, you need to see it again. And more than anything during this entire process, by number 2, please be kind to yourself and give yourself all the love you used to get from this particular person and more. Give it to yourself. All right? Take care. Bye-bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. Those of you who've chosen this Amazonite heart, this talks about loosening your grip, and most of this reading is about how you can actually be more accepting. And believe me, pile number 3, you and pile number 4, especially your group, was such a stubborn group to get these cards out. I had to shuffle for so long before cards started coming out for your reading, and the energy was not easy at all. So I feel that you really like to have a lot of control. And if, we will take a look at the cards now. I don't know, we'll discover it together. But I can tell you this, because it was so difficult for me to shuffle. And I won't be surprised if I see the Emperor here, because the Emperor tried to come out a couple of times before. And, I really struggled with this pile. It took the maximum time for me to shuffle and get out cards for this pile. And the next was pile number 4. So let's just take a look. So what emotions do you need to release, which you're just holding on to, not letting go, but it's no longer serving you? You've got it bottled in for a very long time and you need to let it go. And you get 5 of Pentacles and cleanse. Wow. And which is what are the unconscious grudges that you're keeping in your self, which you need to let go of? Maybe there's some resentment in your subconscious. You're not aware of it actively. You feel you've dealt with it, but it's there. And you get the 5 of Cups and you get Jupiter, abundance. Oh, wow. Okay. And then what is it that you're being really possessive and controlling about, and how can you be more accepting in that situation? The 9 of Swords and temptation. And last but not the least, how can you be more accepting in general? How can you go with the flow, so that things come to you easily and you don't have to struggle and you don't have to always try and have everything covered. And you get the 5 of Cups again, and surrender. I can release my need to control. Pile number 3. If pile number 2 was difficult, yours is no less, sending you so much of love. So much of love. You've been through difficult energies, but the best thing is that things will change the minute you stop this block that you've created because of so much of sorrow that you're feeling. Just look at, we've just got 4 tarot cards, all right? And the 4 tarot cards tell you of your situation now. And look at the cards that you've got. You've got 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 5 of Cups again. Obviously, that's why you're being so stubborn. You didn't want to come out. Your cards didn't want to come out. And you've been dealing with very difficult energies. All right. Some of it is real. Some of it you feel. You're making it bigger than what it should be in your head. All right. So let's take a look at it now. Okay. So, what emotions do you need to release at this time? You've been holding for a very long time and you're not able to let it go, all right? And it's no longer serving you. And you get the 5 of Pentacles. For some of you, it is actually related to money, all right? You've been trying to work, you've been trying to, get a good job which is going to give you luxuries. You've been really, really working hard and you feel nothing is coming of it. All right, and you just feel, and I think for a lot of you, you may have had a difficult childhood and you would have seen possibly your parents also struggling with money, and now you're really struggling with money and you feel that nothing's going to happen. You're feeling despondent, left out in the cold, that no matter what you do, it's not coming. And you know what, pile number 3, you need to cleanse the way you think. You really need to cleanse. And since we have this image of the water, I feel including you may set intentions while you're having a bath or while you're drinking water. That's a very beautiful time to set an intention. Now why I'm saying this is, law of attraction does not work that you say I want money, I love money, and money comes. You got to say, I have the money. I am an abundant being. Look at this. This is your full reading and this is your central card. And look at this. What does it say? Abundance with Jupiter. So much is waiting to happen. So much is waiting to happen. The number 5 could be significant. Great changes. If you've been feeling like this 5 and you've got so many 5s, 1, 2, 3 5s, this is about to change now. There's going to be a lot of abundance in your life, a lot of abundance, but you are creating an energetic block by saying that I will never have enough. No. You need to actually, if you can actually get your root chakra healing done. There are a lot of meditations available on YouTube for free. Listen to meditation music. Otherwise you can sit down quietly for 10 minutes without anyone around you and just see your base chakra right from your the pelvis all the way down to your toes. Just see it based in red light and sit with your energies whenever you're feeling despondent and go back and then see yourself being cleansed. Go back to that memory. Why is it that you feel this way with money? Why is your relationship with money like this? And feel all the energies and let it go. If required, write it on paper and then burn it up. And let those fears regarding money that you have and your abundance and your material wealth, just let it go. Cleanse your energy. Have Epsom salt baths if you can, or just take regular salt and put it in your water. Immerse yourself in that water. Have a bath, and while doing so, tell yourself that you're an abundant being living in an abundant world, all right, and that there is enough for everyone. And same thing when you have water. Whenever you want to have a sip of water, just say this: I am an abundant being and I'm in an abundant world, and abundance flows to me and through me. Just say it and you watch your life change. Whatever you say you have, you get more of. If you keep saying lack, you will get lack. It's time for you to change this. All right, pile number 3, this is what you really need to do, and so much of abundance is waiting to happen. All right, you are creating a block by thinking the way you are. And I'm not saying you've not had a difficult life, but that is in your past. And if you want to keep it in your past, it's time for you to shift the way you think. All right. Now coming to the next question. Do you have any unconscious grudges that you're keeping, any resentment? And yes, you do. Yes, I said for a lot of you, it's got to do with money. For some of you, it's got to do with a relationship that's gone bad, all right? And you've been feeling left out in the cold because you've put in everything in this relationship, but you're feeling left out in the cold. Now, you're being asked to pick up the pieces and give yourself everything that you were expecting from that relationship and watch that transform. For some of you, you have resentment towards this person who's left you out in the cold, or for something that's happened in your childhood maybe, or something that's happened in your past that's, you feel you had an opportunity, and because of something or something, you've lost that opportunity, and this has made you really, really sad. But you need to know that you have mourned enough for it. Now it's time for you to release it. If there's any resentment or grudges because someone actually did a number on you which was uncalled for, still just tell yourself that they did it because they were in that energy. They did not know any better. And that doesn't mean you have to go and embrace them and say it's okay. No, just send them love and send them, ask the universe to give them some wisdom so that they don't do this to anyone else, and let them go. And you forgive yourself for being through all of this, for trusting this person, for having your trust broken. Love yourself, be kind to yourself, and let this energy go, because this is what is just waiting to happen. The universe has gift wrapped it, kept it ready for you, just waiting to give it to you, but you're not looking at it. You're just so sad. In this energy, if you get this, you won't even appreciate what the universe is giving you. All right, so you need to shift this energy, pile number 3, and don't be stubborn about it, because I'm telling you, this was really stubborn. And whatever little you're having, you're just holding on to it tight, and you're being told to just let it go, loosen your grip. All right, wonderful things are waiting to happen. And where is it that you're being more possessive and controlling, and how can you be more accepting? And you get the 9 of Swords and temptation. And I feel for a lot of you, this temptation is, reliving those thoughts over and over again with this 9 of Swords here. You are having sleepless nights, just replaying everything over and over and over again. It's almost as though it's become an addictive thing to you, that you finish everything and you get some time and you're reliving this over and over again, over and over again. And it's just luring you back. Maybe for some of you, you come to tarot readings a lot about this particular thing. All right. And that is this temptation which you need to break, because you're not getting something positive out of these readings. You're just going back into this energy of 9 of Swords. Then this tarot reading is of no use. You need to break this cycle, break this energy. That's what you need to do. And don't be possessive or controlling about the people who are there in your life because of whatever has happened in the past. Change it. You are making it bigger than it is. I'm not, trying to dim or lessen the extent to which you've gone through. Yes, you have. But you've lived it while it was happening. You've been through that trauma, and thereafter you're traumatizing yourself every single day by reliving it over and over in your head. And that needs to go, pile number 3. That really needs to go. And loosen your grip, and look at the last card which comes for you, which is how can you be more accepting, and how can you live a more fulfilling life by being accepting. And I can release my need to control. Yes, everything is about that. You will not get all the answers, but by sitting and mourning and brooding the entire time, you are not getting anything. You're just getting more of this energy into yourself, and it's almost becoming something that you used to now, that you will cry and you will have more tears, and then you will go through the same thing again and again. No, this is in the center of your reading, right below the Hierophant. You're waiting to get this. You need to cleanse your energy. You need to do an aura cleansing if you have to. You can do it with your meditation. Eat more of red foods, that changes things. Do things that make you happy. When you are happy, you attract happiness. When you feel good about yourself, you attract goodness. When you feel, yes, I'm an abundant being. Everything is here for me. You're grateful for the food you eat. You're grateful for the water you drink. You're grateful for every single thing, and you will get more and more and more. There is so much abundance. Whatever you've been through, the universe has seen. But they want you to come into the right energy to be able to receive all of this. If you're not in the right energy, how will you receive this abundance? All right? So pile number 3, you've been in bad energy, dark energies, depressing energies for a very, very long time. It is time that you be kind to yourself and get out of this energy. You are in control of your life. You have the power to do whatever it is that you want. Yes, someone has done a number on you. It was meant to happen to teach you something, not to get you in this energy. If there is one thing that you can take from this reading, be kind to yourself and say every time you drink water, tell yourself you're an abundant being in an abundant universe. Abundance flows to you and through you. And this abundance is not just material. It is material comforts. It is love. It is all things wonderful, abundance of happiness, of contentment, of anything that you want. You are going to get it all and more, and you open your arms to receive it. All right? And that's all I have for you, pile number 3, sending you lots of love and light. And it's time for you to come out of these darker energies. I will be seeing you again with your May predictions. But remember, these 6 months are going to be very crucial for you to change your mindset from a lack and a sad mindset to an abundant and a happy mindset. And you do that and you just watch how the universe rewards you. All right? Sending you lots of love and light. Bye-bye. Pile number 4. Those of you who've chosen this beautiful rose quartz, here is your reading. Your pile was a reasonably stubborn pile to shuffle. So you do attempt at controlling, though you are very soft people, very sweet people. And not to say that the other piles were not sweet, but they've been through a bad time. But you, I feel, you're just willful and you like things happening your own way. But you are basically extremely sweet-natured people. So let's see what comes through. What emotions do you need to release, which you've been holding on to for a very long time, which you've kept bottled in, maybe not shared with people, and which is not serving you anymore? All right, and you get the 6 of Wands. And you get isolation. Okay, interesting. Something different. And I'm feeling, I don't know why, the last 2 readings were really heavy. And I'm giggling right now because there is something sweet about your reading. Let's see. What unconscious grudges do you need to let go of? And do you have any resentment that's left over? And you get the World. And you get the Star. Wow. I think I need to cover these images. Yes. And yeah, we'll just keep them covered like that. All right. And where have I been so where have you been so possessive and controlling in your relationships or in your life because you want things happening? Wait, this goes with this. Oh, you got 2 cards here. All right, wait. YouTube is very strict, so you got to keep these things here. All right. The number 13, strength. Okay. So yes, if you've been possessive and controlling, where exactly are you being that way, and how can it help you to be more accepting of things? And you get the Emperor. You know, the 3rd pile and the 4th pile, both these piles were really stubborn when I was trying to shuffle. And I actually even mentioned to pile number 3 that I expect the Emperor to come out. It didn't come out, but it's come out for you. So you do like to control things and you like to have all the answers. And how can you be more accepting of things? And the answer is prayer. All right, let's see. Last but not the least, how can you be generally more accepting of things? All right, again, you got extra cards. You get the Four of Wands. I think I'll have to move this again. The Four of Wands, the Two of Wands, and guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist my soul's growth. Beautiful. All right, pile number 4. Let's get into your reading. So what emotions do you need to release, which you've been holding on to for a very long time and which is no longer serving you? And you get the Six of Wands and isolation. All right. My wonderful pile number 4s, there's some kind of spat you had with somebody about something. It's not even such a big deal, but you are in your ego right now. All right. And you have isolated yourself from this person, possibly from the situation, and you don't want to talk to anyone about it. Your ego has been bruised, all right? And you are being asked to let this go. You are making it bigger than it is. And actually, if you surrender, just let this thing go and say that it was not such an important thing. And don't say it from an ego point of view. This didn't affect me. No, I'm not saying that. Let it go. Whatever happened, just think about it. Why did it happen? What was your role in it? What was the other person's role in it? And why did it play out this way? And now that it's happened, did it teach you anything? Try and take that out. And then finally say whatever happens, even if the other person has not been honest in doing whatever they did, or whatever your situation for each of you is going to be difficult, you said they taught me something. Just take what you learned from that and let them go. Even if the thing is not being so gullible and believing anybody and everybody. It could be as simple as that. But when you think about it and you let them go and realize that they've done it because obviously they're not feeling very good about themselves, that if they had to say something nasty or do something nasty, obviously they are not in very great energy themselves. Because anyone who's doing really fine and who's in wonderful energy will never wish ill for another person or never do anything to upset the other person. It's only when someone is insecure, someone is not in the right place, where they start doing something dumb because they see the other person has more light. So that's just a natural reaction. Forgive them, let them be, and forgive yourself, because you've been through so much and you may have, you've kept yourself stuck for a long time. So just release yourself now. And if you've isolated yourself because you're, once bitten, twice shy, it's time for you to just come out of it. You are beautiful people. I told you when I picked up this stone, which I can't pick up anymore because we've used it to cover the star here. But the fact is, you are wonderful people. And I felt this energy when I was when I came into your reading, all right? And you really, really have wonderful things waiting to happen. And read one small episode which has happened, which is not such a big deal. And you'll realize that 5 years down the line, you'll say, what did really give so much of energy into this dumb situation? That's how you're going to take it. Right now, it seems very big. So you're being asked to just let it go. Be kind to the other person. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to make friends with them if you don't want to. It's okay. Whatever be your situation, that is. All right. But let it go. And use all that energy into doing things that really make you very happy. All right, wonderful things are waiting to happen. And if it is something that you worked for, something that you expected great amount of success to come, but it just fell flat on your face. This is a second message which just came as I was going to move. For some of you, you've put in your effort and you expected to get huge success. And nobody turned up, or very few people did, and it's really, really hurt you, and you've gone into isolation and you no longer want to do this thing again. You're being asked to get back to it. It will give you a lot of success later on. Just do it. If your heart calls out, if your heart is telling you to do it, do it. Release the emotions that you had with it. Don't be in your ego so much that I will never do it again. Look at what I put in so much and nothing happened. No. If your heart is telling you this is what you really love to do, do it. And do it because you love to do it, not because you want others to clap for you. And all what you want and more will come. In time it will come. You cannot change divine timing. It comes when it has to come. All right? So don't isolate yourself because of this. You are special. Even if you don't do don't do anything, and you just sit doing absolutely nothing, just live, just breathe, and do your things to just keep yourself alive and happy. It is the biggest thing that you can do for yourself, and it makes you so super worthy of yourself. This world will be happy to have you there. You are worthy. If you are born, you are worthy. You don't have to do anything. So if you've been feeling unworthy because this didn't work out and you're hiding from everyone, come out, shine, just for who you are, as you are, whichever way, shape or form you are worthy. Celebrate yourself and come out of isolation. All right? So are there any unconscious grudges that you have? Is there any resentment that you need to let go? And you have the Star and you have the World. It's time for you to close out this cycle. So I feel you have been in this energy for long enough of isolation. You are the Star. You're meant to shine. All right? There's something very unique about you, pile number 4, which is meant to shine. And because of this particular episode that has happened, you've actually shut yourself out. But the cycle is coming to a close. All right. So if you felt any sort of resentment, maybe you felt that, you were not promoted enough, or you are angry that with this World card and the Star card, both are things of the internet. So maybe you were an influencer and you thought, by now you will have so many followers because your channel was beautiful and you've done everything, but nothing is happening. All right. And you've said enough is enough. I'm going to close my channel. You're being told not to do that. Show some strength here. Don't be resentful. And maybe you're looking at other people. See, they didn't even, there's such, their videos are so pathetic. There's nothing good in them, but look at the amount of followers they have. They're reaching 1 million. And I've put in so much effort and my thing is so aesthetically lovely and whatever it is that you do, but you're getting nobody. It's okay. If you love doing what you do, continue what you're doing. If you're doing it because someone is forcing you to do it, don't do it. Do what your heart tells you to do. But if this is where your true calling is, if this is what you love to do, forget about the followers, forget about the subscribers. You just keep doing it. All right? And it will happen. Tap into that inner strength that you have and allow the universe to give you what you deserve in your own sweet time. All right, we are not in race with anyone else. We are running our own race. And in fact, we are not even running a race. We're just living life happily. That's how you should take it. And just do whatever you can do. Yes, from time to time, we do get upset about it. That's fine. Let the energy come and let it go. But you can't be in this energy of dimming your light, hiding away from everyone just because things are not working. All right? So pile number 4, I feel that you are the kind of people who love to be out and who love to shine. All right. And this is very unnatural for you to go into hiding. So you need to come out of it. So where have you been possessive and controlling and you get the Emperor? And how can you change that? You get prayer. Because this didn't happen this way, you're trying to control all the things that you can. All right. And you are very powerful people. Look at these cards that you've got. Major Arcana. You've got, out of these cards, you've got 3 Major Arcana. Out of 6, all right? And they're wonderful cards as well. And even out of the Minor Arcana, you've got the 6 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Beautiful energy. Very creative. Lot of fire. All right? And you are trying to control things now because things didn't work out and you're being asked to let it go. For a lot of you, you're not connected to the divine as you used to be possibly in the past, or you're just annoyed that this has happened, so you just don't want to talk to the universe. It's just, that's what I was getting, a lot of childlike energy with your pile. All right. But you're being told to stay connected to the universe, align your energies to that of the universe, and you see what wonderful things are waiting to happen. All right, pile number 3. So be more accepting. Don't try and control things because actually nothing is in your control. Few things are, day-to-day things, do that. That's it. And be happy. One thing that's in your control is happiness. You have the choice to be happy. Exercise that control. Leave the rest. All right? And last but not the least, how can you be accepting of things which are beyond your control? I release any beliefs that no longer assist my soul growth. And here you get the Two of Wands and the Four of Wands. With this, I feel, there is a lot of celebration waiting to happen, pile number 4. You've not seen it. You expected, you will put yourself out there, you'll put your whatever it is that you do out there, and you're going to get a lot of accolades, and you're going to get a lot of followers, and a lot of, because you are good and you know that you're good, but you didn't get it and you're upset about it. But what you're being told is, do not try and control things too much. Do not think too much. Now you're in this Two of Wands energy. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Will they like me if I do this better? Should I do it like this? Those people are doing it this way. Should I try doing it that way? If you're getting inspired by certain things because you want to do it, by all means do it. But if you are changing your uniqueness to ape them because they got so many, please don't do it. Your celebration is going to come. There will be reason for you to celebrate. There's going to be a lot of abundance coming to you. You are going to shine. You are the star. All right? You are going to have all that you want and more. But you need to follow your heart. Use your creativity to do things that you love. Don't run after what everyone is doing. Be your unique self. That's how you started. Okay, people didn't acknowledge you. Does not matter. Keep at it. If your heart is in it, keep at it, and it will come. And if during this process you've been pretty difficult to the people around you and now you're feeling guilty about it, it's okay. Release the guilt. It's natural. We are human, and when things don't work out our way, we can be very difficult, and we acknowledge it. So we send love to all those we can. We make up for what we can. And we, most of all, kind to ourselves. When you learn to be kind to yourself, you automatically end up being kind to everyone else. It'll be a natural thing. This is who you are. And if there are still occasional tantrums and things, that doesn't matter. That's okay. That's also human. Everything that you do is okay. All right? So, my dear pile number 4, I know, I feel it's a very childlike lot. Either you are as it is in age, much younger, or you just have this wonderful childlike, very cherubic kind of energy, because right from the beginning of your reading, unlike the other readings, I feel really good about your reading. All right, so if this is the energy you are in, just know there's a lot of fame and whatever it is that you're looking for, it's all coming to you, because these are all fame cards. Being seen by the world, being the best at what you do. But do not be too controlling. Go with the flow. Surrender. Be kind to yourself and with this prayer card, I also feel you need to co-create with spirit. All right, so be in alignment with universe. Stop. If you're angry, if you've been angry all this while, isolating yourself from people, don't want to connect with the divine, say there's nothing like the divine or the universe, whatever it is, come back to balance now. Pile number 4, wonderful things are waiting to happen. You have a whole 6 months period in which you need to work for yourself. Now, as I say that, we are also going to be in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we are going to be in Mercury retrograde. I will be doing a reading on that and posting it shortly, and thereafter I'll also be doing your May predictions. So let this Mercury retrograde period pass. Don't start something new. But if you already started something and you've just left it because it didn't work out in the past, work on those. That will be very beneficial. Don't post it right now. Post it after this thing is over, but work on it. Whatever you've started and left halfway because you're disgusted, pick it up again and work on it. This is the right time to do it. You will get a lot of insight. Whatever it is that you have left halfway, this is the time to do it. This is the perfect time to do it. Get everything ready so that 3 weeks later, when retrograde, Mercury goes direct, you can post it and you will find things change. And even then, release the outcome. What the outcome should be, let the universe worry about it. You just do what it feels right to you, something that makes you really happy, that you don't even realize the time has flown by, all right? And you just watch what things happen. So that's all, my dear pile number 4s. I hope this reading helped and gave you some sort of clarity. So the next 6 months are going to be powerful. You're going to change your game, all right? So take care, sending you lots of love and light. Bye-bye.